When I line up behind Brett, John, and Brian to walk onto stage so we can receive our diplomas, I sure do look the part. I look like I belong here, but I'm just as certain everyone knows that I don't. Not really. I might be a math whiz who invented my own coding language sophomore year in high school. I might outrun Brian and Brett at every track meet, and I had 5 different girls from St. Anne's School in Richmond calling me the week before their prom. I took the prettiest one to her prom. Her name is Sarah, and her daddy is rich. I like her in a reserved kind of a way. She's bossy and a little bit mean, and I didn't mind the jealous looks I got when I went away for the weekend to stay with Sarah's family. But that's about as much positive attention as I've ever garnered from this crowd of popped collars and khaki dress pants. I'm different. So odd. I kissed a boy in my room late last night. My handshake is firm, but I hate making eye contact, and I hate small talk even worse than that. I'm a townie, and I don't have a single family member that isn't a low-rent piece of trash. I couldn't call myself or my mom by those words, but I've heard it repeated so that the words are now seared in my brain. And I'm a townie. There are only about 20 of us in the whole upper class at Jackson. Zane is one of them, and Gil and Nikki are graduating alongside me today. They're okay guys, better than okay. They've looked out for me more than a few times. I should thank them both, but the words stay stuck in my throat. You ready? A cool hand taps me on the shoulder, and I turn to see Nikki behind me. I look down. Not really. I heard you got voted most likely to be famous. Nikki shrugs. Maybe I will be, maybe I won't be, but I've made a vow to myself not to be boring. You won't be, I say. I think of saying something more to him, but instead I turn back around, fists clenched with anxiety. I hate being under the bright lights, and I hate the sounds and the aggravating texture of humanity that gleams under the bright lights of the theater. I hate most of all that Zane is sitting out there somewhere watching. My mother is too. The thought almost unravels me. I shouldn't have wanted Zane. He shouldn't have come to my room after the glances we exchanged so many times. Better to keep those needs and desires as private as possible. If he wouldn't have come to talk with me that night, I could have kept that desire hidden and pressed down inside of me. It would be one less queer thing about me. He had to show up again last night, with his paint-spattered shirt and his brutally honest blue eyes. I'd wanted to kiss him, to touch him, to taste the salt and sweet of him with my tongue. I wanted him inside of me, taking me and making me whole. I know I should want Sarah instead, but I want the heat and hardness of Zane. I told him to leave. I file onto stage behind those boys. I'm supposed to emulate, trying to slouch down and blend in as I walk. Nikki puts a hand on my arm and pretends to lift me up. Posture, he whispers. I swear you're going to have osteoporosis worse than my grandmother. I laugh a little, and John Campbell turns back to me. Are you two girlfriends planning to ruin the ceremony? Or are you just gonna run away together and leave the rest of us the fuck alone? My body moves swiftly, and I knock one of the metal chairs as I nearly lunge for him. Nikki catches me and holds me back. Not worth it, he says. Not right now. I sit down quietly and settle into imagining throwing John Campbell over the side of his father's yacht. Once everyone's quiet, the dean reminds us why we're here. It's the final assembly of the year, and we're sending a class of 47 young men into the world. He rambles on about the 100% college acceptance rate, the storied history of Jackson Academy graduates, and the bright future of our graduates. He's followed by several mind-numbing speeches from flush-faced and possibly drunk alumni. Dr. Voorhees, the principal, finally takes the stage for the seniors' superlatives. As you all know, the senior superlatives are selected and awarded by the members of the senior class themselves. Winning a superlative is not a popularity contest, Voorhees states with conviction so stern it's funny. It's an honor bestowed by your peers in recognition of qualities that cannot be measured by mere academic achievement or prowess on the athletic field. It's a recognition of characteristics and talents esteemed far above the commonplace. The faculty do a great job of keeping all this very hush-hush until graduation day. Rumors have been swirling around for weeks about some of the less important superlatives like most intellectual and best dressed. Voorhees calls out the names of each senior awarded a superlative, starting with the least inspired ones of friendliest and best looking.